Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, November 8th, 2021. So this will have covered the week of November 1st through November 7th of 2021. I say that, but it was actually a pretty productive week overall in terms of trophy numbers and such. Also, I have some very good news, knock on wood here. If you can hear that through the mic, I seem to have fixed the issues with my PS4. It turns out it is not the PS4 dying, but it is some kind of error that goes on with the people's profiles, and it happens more often than it really should. But apparently it's a fairly well-known issue, and I was able to fix it by doing the whole remove your profile from the PS4 and then recreate it. You lose any save data and any captures that you have, but you don't lose any of your games, and you can obviously back up your save data and your captures. I didn't think about backing up my captures, but I did back up all of my save data. So I'm not going to lose anything, I just haven't downloaded a lot of it back to my console yet. But thankfully, that seems to have fixed all of the issues. My console seems to be running significantly better now. So at least now I know that that's a thing, because guess what? I can sync trophies again manually, and the game doesn't crash every time I try to enter a game, so I'm very happy about that. I did have to recreate my folders as well, so I've got my Ubisoft folder here, my Plats in Progress, which now includes my EU games. I need to make sure that I got all those back, though. My Bethesda games, my Rockstar games, my 100% in Progress games, which includes my last EU 100%, my non-AAA games, get that back to the front because I don't like it sitting back there where it was, my Call of Duty games, my VR games, my apps and such, and my AAA games. They may not all be AAA, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep it where it is now. So I am very happy that it seems, again, knock on wood, to have fixed the issue. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and talk trophies, because there's a little bit of progress this week. So first of all, I earned 2 Platinum trophies this week in Our Church and Halloween RPG Story 5, the James and Scott versions. So this is well, it's not the final one because they already said it's to be continued, so presumably there'll be another one in the future. But unlike the other Breakthrough Arcade games that there are out there, I just went ahead and did these because I've done all the other Our Church and Halloween games, so I might as well, finish the whole series. You gotta do the series, right? This one is weird because it's 2 different games, but they have completely identical trophy lists, so I don't really know how that happens. I'm not entirely sure how they get away with that. I assume it's because Sony gets a cut of everything that's sold, so I guess that Sony finds it to be acceptable. That's my best guess. As for this Platinum Trophy, though, this one, the first time you play through it is actually going to be one of the tougher Our Church and Halloween games. In fact, it's the toughest one since the original. I don't think any of them are as bad as the original, but these ones are definitely tougher than 2, 3, and 4. First of all, they're not an RPG. They're literally just a very short walking simulator with 2 levels and like an intro and a couple of dialogue sections. That's really all they are, so they're not an RPG at all. So you're going to get this trophy. This very first trophy is unmissable. You're going to get this as soon as you enter the cave right at the beginning of the game, so completely unmissable there. Then you get to the real trophies of this game. You have to finish the first cave area, and you have to finish it with the timer at 1,000 or less. I'm not entirely sure how many seconds that is, but it's not a lot of time. So I will admit that this game, the timers are pretty strict in this one, so you do have to run this game pretty quickly. Now, the good thing is that each of these 2 areas of the cave are very short. You can run through them in like 15 seconds or so. So it's not that big a deal if you mess up, because once you get through them, you can actually just hold R1 and it'll put you back at the start of the cave. So thankfully, it's actually quite easy. The game will let you do that reset and then just not... It just doesn't take that much time, which is what I'm trying to get at with this. I'm tired. It's a little bit late tonight. Anyway, the first area of this cave is not too bad. This one took me maybe around 10 or so tries on my original playthrough, so not too bad at all. Don't worry too much about the first cave area once you get the path down. The second cave area is definitely tougher, and also with this, the game, obviously, it doesn't control that great because it can really only be used effectively with the D-pad, but sometimes you'll go too far, or you won't go quite far enough, or like you'll just keep moving for no good reason, or you'll get stuck somewhere and get moving back and forth. So it requires multiple tries for most players to get through these two caves. Though, once you've done it once, you can do it much faster and much more easily the second time. So this version I did in, it looks like 18 minutes. So about 18 minutes to get this version done. Whereas with the Identical Scott version that I did immediately after, this one only took me a little over 3 minutes. I think PSN Profiles has me at like 3 minutes and 14 seconds, which doesn't even put me anywhere close to the top 50, because somehow people have done this game in 1 minute. I don't really understand how that's possible because, yes, if you got both the caves done on your first try, you could get it in under 3 minutes for sure, like easily in under 3 minutes. In fact, you could probably get it in under 2 minutes if you ran both of them first try. But 1 minute, I just don't see it unless maybe you have a turbo controller to speed up the dialogue or something, because there's multiple sections of unskippable dialogue, which is what I kind of wonder. So I could see it being done in under 2 minutes if you run it perfectly on your first try, but under or right around 1 minute, I just don't know if I see that. But overall, both versions are identical. The first time you play through it, this game's probably like a 2.5 out of 10 in difficulty, just because it's a little finicky and a little bit maybe tougher, a little bit more strict than it probably should be. But the second time you do it, it's going to be much easier. In fact, it's going to be pretty close to a 1 out of 10 the second time you do it, because you'll know what you're doing, and it should only take a couple of tries to perfect the controlling. First try is probably going to take, 10 to 20 minutes, probably around closer to 20 minutes. Second try, you can do it in under 5 minutes. So, interesting idea, and I believe this game does have European versions for both games, so you can get 4 platinums this time instead of just 2. So, yeah, more easy platinums from the Breakthrough Arcade Gaming people. And then, of course, the majority of my time has been spent working on Far Cry 6, which, as you can see, now has DLC available. We will talk about the DLC in a moment, though. I am extremely close to the Platinum Trophy at this point, so I lost some of the screenshots, so I'm not sure exactly which trophies I did. I should be able to figure it out, though. So, like here, this one, you don't have the screenshot anymore, but I finished the main story. The ending was really stupid, honestly. I'm going to say that. The ending was pretty stupid, even by Far Cry standards. And I've talked about that a little bit before, just like, as good of a villain as Giancarlo Esposito is, his character Castillo is not a good villain. And he's too tame for a Far Cry villain that just goes for absurd shot value in the final cutscene for really no reason, honestly. So I don't really like the way this game ended. I think it's one of the worst endings that we've seen because, Far Cry 3's ending was pretty awesome. 4's ending was pretty solid. 5's ending even was pretty good. New Dawn's ending was weird, I think, but better. Yeah, anyway, I have not yet done this trophy. I actually am going to need to jump into someone else's lobby to do this now because I have now captured all the F&D bases. It's pretty easy. It's just your typical outpost. Nothing much to worry about with that. Let's see. What else did I get? Okay, I completed the Triada Blessings Yarn story, which is the one that is the 3 shorter quests where you have to find the 3 Triada relics and then bring them back and fight a mini-boss. Then, let's see, what else did I unlock in this past week? I unlocked all 49 unique weapons. This one actually unlocked early. It unlocked when I was at around 45 weapons. I still had to get a few more. But there are collectible guides out there for them. Most of them are just in random parts of the map or inside of F&D bases, so most of them are very easy to get. This shouldn't cause too much of a problem. This trophy actually glitched on me. I'm 99% sure it glitched on me because of the issues I was having with the console at the time, and it probably will not glitch on you. But just be aware that this one, as well as actually this one right above it, both glitched on me and didn't unlock at their proper times. I was able to fix this one by fully upgrading, like, a facility in a different camp. But this one I could not fix in any other way, so I actually had to start a second save file and play for a good, 4 hours or so to get all the Supremos again. Thankfully, this isn't that bad of a trophy because most of the Supremos, one of them is basically an automatic story item that you get. Then 5 of them are purchased with the depleted uranium, but you get a whole bunch of it. You only have to take out like 4 anti-aircraft guns to get enough. And then the last one is done with the Triada Blessing story, but those quests aren't really that time-consuming, so it's not too bad. Then I purchased 15 meals, which is very easy. You do it at the chef facility, though it's a little bit finicky about the times on them, and it seems like they just keep all stacking, and I can't get rid of them or get them to renew or whatever. It's just kind of weird, but it's very easy as long as you have some meat to trade. I have done 5 of the USB sticks that I've just found through random exploration, actually. I'm currently working on the Cryptogramma chests. I have found, I want to say, maybe like 8 of them. Yeah, I think I found 8 of them. The Roosters, I found maybe 6 of them. Then, let's see, I recruited all the Amigos. So, there's actually 7 Amigos in the game, but 2 of them are DLC related. And I downloaded all my DLC stuff, so I've got everything ready. I've got the Season Pass ready to go. Let's see, what else did we unlock this week? Okay, the Insurgent Leaders. I took out my first Insurgent Leader. Unfortunately, killing myself after killing the leader and then killing him again twice didn't unlock this trophy, so they must have patched that out, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's rough. I was really hoping that would work, so I'm going to have to do that whole ridiculousness with setting the thing forward by 48 weeks or whatever it is, or I'll just be patient and wait an extra week, even though I really don't want to do that. I guess I could stream it like the next week or something. It's just really annoying that they make you do that. Like, I mean, there should have been... I guess it's nice that there's an exploit and all, but it's kind of dumb that the glitch didn't work for me, even though it works for other people. I don't know. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't care that much. It's really not a big deal. I'll be able to knock it out. Within, 7 to 8 days of this video going up, I will have this Platinum Trophy done. I haven't done any of the mythical animals yet. I haven't done the sliding trophy yet. That's probably going to be the one that I saved for last, actually. And anything else in here that I unlocked? Nope, that is it. So basically all I have left are some collectible types. I also have one side quest, one Yaren story, because I actually completed every single treasure hunt and every single Yaren story in the game, with the exception of one that's kind of buggy to get it to start. It's the Poppy one, the one that's found from the, like, secret, not secret, but the little part of land that's really off on the far right side of the map, and that's triggered from like a radio broadcast or something. I couldn't get that one to trigger, but everything else I've been able to get. We'll talk about these two unpleasantness in a moment. The Voss Insanity DLC, I don't know, this is the first part of the Season Pass. This is the one that I think everyone's most excited for. I don't know if it's going to be that difficult or when it's going to come out, but it looks like we have a story-related trophy. It looks like these are going to be almost like a combination of the Vietnam DLC and the Zombies DLC from Far Cry 5, that they look like they might be, shorter kind of experiences that you can sort of speed run through, but there's multiple things you can do in them. So this is presumably the story-related trophy for beating it. Beating it with a certain score, that's probably not going to be that hard. 8,000 cash at one time, that's probably not going to be that hard either, as long as you can stay in there for a while and the score isn't related to the amount of time that you spend in there to get money. Discovering every location shouldn't be a problem. Getting all the weapons will probably be available with collectible guides, same with the diary pages and the chibis, so... and then collect all the visions. So presumably you have, a bunch of collectible trophies for this DLC, which is fine. So that there are probably not that many collectibles overall. Fully upgrade all the weapons cases. I'm not sure what this is going to require, because weapons cases, not weapons. So I'm not entirely sure what that's going to involve. Probably going to require you to have either a good bit of money or upgrade materials. Now this one concerns me a little bit based on what I'm seeing from the other two DLCs that are currently available, but this is also a full-blown story, so it might be different. I don't imagine this to be particularly hard aside from that very last trophy. Everything else should be pretty easy. but that final trophy might be a little bit harder. But I guess we'll have to see. I don't know when this DLC releases. I haven't heard anything about when it's going to release. Presumably it releases... I wouldn't be surprised if it releases in like late November or December. I can't remember how long it took them to release the DLC for Far Cry 5. I think it took at least a few months. Now, these two DLCs... these are going to be horrible. I'm going to say that right now. These are going to be unpleasant. These are going to be some of the hardest things in Far Cry, unless I'm missing something major, because these special operations are horribly designed to the point at which they legitimately remind me of Day 1 Spec Ops from Modern Warfare 2019. They're that bad and that broken. So, you have to complete the first 3 special operations that are available. All 3 of these operations are available, so technically all 3 of these trophies are obtainable. Almost no one's done them. But you have to complete all 3 of these operations on Mastery Level 3. Now, to get to Mastery Level 3, you have to complete them on Normal, Mastery Level 1, and Mastery Level 2, which is tough enough. But basically, the normal difficulty ones are not a problem at all, really. They might take 2 tries, but they're not that bad. The problem is, when you start getting to the higher levels... The enemies don't really kill you any faster, but they're higher leveled enemies, and the battery that you have to carry overheats in literally 5 seconds, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not 5 seconds, but it overheats absurdly fast, so you constantly not only have to be in the shade, but there are areas of each map that are not in the shade that you're going to have to run through, so the thing overheats like halfway during every one of those sections, so you have to dart off for the more limited sources of water that are available. So, yeah, it's going to be terrible. I can say that right now. I can already say that this is going to be a horrible experience. Plus, you have a limited number of lives. And also, every single enemy seems to have grenades and flamethrowers now instead of normal enemies, and grenades and flamethrowers make the battery overheat faster. So, out of all of these, the Mesozoico... This one, I didn't have too much trouble with the defensive portion at the end. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Instead of only having to kill like 10-ish enemies at the very end, you have to kill like 30-ish now, which is, of course, just a great way to make things harder. So, I'm talking about all of this solo so far. I assume that it's easier in co-op because then one person can take good care of the battery while the other person does all the killing. So, that's my assumption. I assume that it's easier in co-op. But this thing is so freaking unbalanced. They need to fix this. They need to balance this a little bit better. Not every enemy needs to have a flamethrower. Not every enemy needs to throw grenades. The battery doesn't need to overheat within 10 seconds of taking it out of the cooler or taking it away from a water source. So they need to balance this better. So with this one, I definitely struggled just to beat Mastery Level 1. But again, I've only done solo so far, so I assume it's easier in co-op. This one, I struggled with at first, but I figured out a decent strategy for the ending section, so I don't think it's going to be terrible on another playthrough because this one has more shade for you to run to. I haven't even done the top one yet because this is the newest one, so I haven't even done this one yet. And then, as of the time this is being recorded, these 2 aren't even available yet. And there is another one as well. There's a 6th one currently planned. It's on the little board to select, so presumably there's going to be a 6th one as well, so just great. Yeah, not looking forward to that. I have no idea why they thought that would be the right DLC to put in. I was expecting a New Game Plus DLC at some point, like every other game gets, and we'll probably still get that. But why this? I mean, seriously, why this? This mode is terrible. It's completely unbalanced. It's completely broken. It's terrible. It didn't need to be in the game, at least not with this level of prominence, but unfortunately they went so far as to give it trophies. So yeah, Ubisoft, don't make me change the name of the folder back that it was for so long. I gave you the benefit of the doubt with getting me my, whatever it's called, my Collector's Edition for Far Cry 6, and then you go and do this. So I got some mixed feelings. Anyway, with that, level 746, 43%, 21,518 total trophies, 549 platinums, 3,328 golds, 5,765 silvers, 11,876 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Maybe we get Far Cry 6 done officially this week for the platinum. Maybe I don't get it done until next Monday. We'll have to see. But either way, within another week, that game will be completely done. If it's not going to get done this week, I might go do like 100% or something in here, or maybe just start on something else. We're going to try to hopefully start Aliens Colonial Marines within the next week. That's our current plan for that. Yeah, that's the main things. I guess I could go ahead and start Division 2 if I have a little bit more time, so we'll have to see about all that. But now that the console seems to be working again real well, we shouldn't have too many problems. So yeah, that's really about it to speak about this week, guys. I've been quite busy with stuff in real life once again. I actually have been having some very positive dates with someone, so that is exciting. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. And I will see you guys back here for more content later this week.